Hi, this is Dave Caesar, Director of Facilities for Single Hop Data Center Operations, and this is my final Amsterdam video. We're completed with our deployment. I've just gotten done labeling and cleaning everything up, and so I'll run you guys through so everybody is on the same page. This will also serve as informational for our support team out here, hopefully. First things first, cores we've seen plenty of times. They're all perfectly labeled now. Nicely tied up in back now as well. So anybody working in these cabinets in the future should have no trouble. Our core cab is online. It's got some goofy networking. You'd have to talk to development about that. Cab 4, full, complete, online. Cab 5, full, complete, online. Cab 6, half full. Cab 7, there's a couple of servers in there. Cab 8, a couple of servers. Cab 9, a couple of servers. Oh, sorry, I missed one somewhere. There's 10 cabinets there. No, well. I put just a couple of servers in the middle of the racks just to make it easier for racking in the future. For example, this one here is just 4 servers that I racked and audited, and so it's very clear that pizza boxes go up there and railed go down there. Same for this cab, same for this cab, same for this cab, same for that cab. I ran through with Interactions tech support team as well as TWP's head tech. So they're all on the same page with our support and racking needs. So as soon as you walk into the room, to the left we've got our cable trays. I'll just run you guys through this because I didn't have time to label these. XS Cat 5e goes at the top. Then we've got cable management, Velcro, serial console cables, serial, more serial. These are 3-foot Cat 5e. Next down, 5-foot Cat 5e. Next down, 6-foot Cat 5e, as well as extra fiber patch cables. And we go down to our RAID cables. RAID cables, we've got both the 4-port breakout as well as the direct SAS to SAS. Riser cards right next to that. Down one is our SATA cables. We've also got our extra, I've got data and power cables mixed in the same bin here. These are our C13 to C20 cables. TWP is aware of those, so we won't have any problems there. More of those. This is more Velcro cable management. Then we go down to our punch blocks. We've got orange, red, blue, and green. And finally, the last row are our larger SATA drives and SAS drives. We've got 3 TB, 4 TB, and 600 gig SAS. To either side of the shelf are our hard drives. 500 gig, 1 TB on this side, and 2 TB, 300 gig SAS on this side. This is probably the best way to store them that we have, just leaving them in the foam packaging. So long as they're not in cardboard, nobody's going to yell at us. In the middle of the room, this is the one empty spot in the room. We don't have a cabinet here because we went with an odd number. We've got 25 cabinets. So where R02B08 should be is where we're storing all of our spare network hardware. These are all of our hot spares. We've got the 6509, we've got the Cisco 4900M, Cisco 4948E, Dell 8164, Cisco Nexus 3048 TP, Catalyst Cisco 3550, Juniper EX4200, Catalyst 3560G, another Dell 5548, Dell 3548, a hot spare TS3000 console switch, and a couple of line cards for the 6509. We've also got on the side here, since it was too large to get in the stack, This is our spare Cisco Nexus 5048 TP, whatever the hell. Behind there we've got extra patch panels and cable management that weren't needed. Right here to the right of our parts cabinet. Now this is exactly as you walk into the room, directly to the right. Here's our parts cabinet. Right next to there, these are some spare switches we had shipped from BFT. These are just going to go into the neck tracks. And I'm going to run you through, oh, of course I lock it. Fantastic. I just want to run you through the parts cabinet real quick and then I'm out of here. Cool. Alright. So, starting at the top. Jesus. Okay. Top left door, we've got label tape over here. That one's clearly labeled. We've got markers over here. These are where the E3 processors are going to go. Just on the left door is E3 processors, and the rest of these are empty bins for now. In the top left of the actual cabinet, this is where we're going to have all the extra little network pieces. These are all SFPs, GBICs, ZenPaks, X2s, blah 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 blah. Anytime Austin is looking for some network gear that you can't pronounce, and it's just a bunch of numbers and letters and shit, this is where it's going to be. Over here we've got miscellaneous cables that we'll probably never need. 8-pin extender, blah blah blah. Here's our USB serial, our BBUs, and here's RJ45 jacks. There's our Spider KVMs, which have been programmed, label maker, and then we go into the RAM. 4GB ECC, 8GB ECC, next row down. Here is our nuts and bolts for racking in the cabinets. We've got 4GB ECRG, 8GB ECRG, 16GB ECRG. There's our rewritable DVD, and here go SSDs, 80, 120, 180, 240. Next one down. This is pretty important to note. Here's our Pizza Box SSD mounts. This is how we're going to be doing it in Amsterdam. These come with our retail SSDs, and we're just going to use these for pizza boxes, because on the bottom shelf now we have these from Supermicro. They're actual SSD sleds that we mount the actual SSDs into. So for 4-drive railed chassis, always make sure you're asking for the sled. Clearly marked bottom of the cabinet. If it's a 2-drive pizza box, use the pizza box mount. Continuing on, we got extra sleds, PCIe riser brackets, 9264i, 9268i, 9266.4i. All the way on the bottom, like I said, there's the the SSD sleds. Then we've got the 9650 SE 2LP 2-port grade, our USB enclosures, heat sinks, some anti-static bags. Then we go to the right door. Right door, we've got a lot of room for expansion, nothing going on there. We've got our low profile brackets for PCIe cards, and these are going to be all the E5 processors. All of our E5 processors will be on the right door, all of our E3 processors will be on the left door. And further on down we've got our miscellaneous screws, thermal paste, Cisco router, Cisco screws, HD screws, random screws and stuff, and motherboard screws. So, using this video, you should be able to find everything you'd possibly need to work with here in the data center. Oh, I forgot a couple of things, I'm sorry. On the top of the cabinet, here are our tools. That's our network toolkit and our all-purpose toolkit, and also DVD CDRs, just in case, because God knows if we didn't have them, we would need them for some goofy-ass reason. I wanted to show you guys this too. This is probably what I'm going to get yelled at for. We're using RO2B12 as a garbage closet, kind of. It's not garbage, but I mean, this is spare motherboards. Right now we've got 4 X9DRD.IFs, and we've got 5 X9SEM-Fs. We've got 2 of the X9DRD-EFs. Those are for the E5 boards that accept double the RAM. And we've also got one spare X9 QRI for the quads. This is also where we're storing the bulk network cable, and there's some bags of serial cables and APC cables that I had never had time or place to go through. Finally, our last cabinet, R02B13. This is where we're storing our large chassis. So this is, right now, all we have in stock that's not being used are two 24 drive and one 2U8 drive. So these are completely empty, and anytime we have an installation for these, we'll just de-rack them from here, install the board, and rack them where they're supposed to be in another cabinet. Being that this is R02B13, this is R02B12, these are the very last cabinets we'll be setting up in here. So we've got a lot of time to figure out this crap, provided I don't get in big ass trouble for it. So yeah, anytime we get in larger chassis that aren't being, they're going to go into this cabinet here. And I think that's all you should need. Once again, the loading dock is directly past our room. And anytime we have hardware incoming, this is where it's going to be. Right here. This is our little spot. Got a lift right here to use. And there's a bunch of garbage still there. I'm not taking it out. What are you going to do? Thanks, it's been swell.